as a result of his inaction, and it's about accountability for that.
Father Vincent Toomey, you were also listening into that there. Father Toomey, I want to ask you about the priests identified in the Murphy report, because this wasn't a historical report. This was a report from 1975 to 2004, and also one of the conclusions of the Murphy report was that the biggest tragedy in this was that when abuse survivors came forward, in this instance, unlike in other instances like Ferns or like the Ryan report, they were believed by their parents in some cases. They were believed by people in authority like junior members of the Gardaí, but that the church hierarchy didn't act, and these priests were allowed to abuse on. Of the 32 priests who are still alive, what do you say to those men? As yourself, what do you say to those men? What is their responsibility?
That's a difficult question. I haven't even thought of that question, quite honestly. I think that, well, evidently they have to repent, and if they have not been, they should hand themselves in, of course, to the Gardaí if in actual fact they have done these awful things. But the trouble is, you're probably dealing with people who don't, behave in that kind of rational or sensible sense.
Is it right then, if we are dealing with people who don't deal in a rational sense, that 4 of them are in full ministry and 11 of them who are out of ministry are still fully funded by the Dublin diocese?
Well, I'd have to, you have to take each case according to its own merits, and I don't know these individual cases that I would be able to, and I haven't even thought about them. But I thought the policy was that if there was suspicion or if there was an accusation, they had to step aside until the whole thing was cleared up, both in the secular court and in the ecclesiastical court. Yeah. So I'm very surprised they didn't think that they're still active in ministry. I don't know, they could still act in ministry. I would find it just simply, quite inconceivable if such accusations were made against you that weren't cleared up.
Stay on the line there, Father Toomey. Michael Kelly from the Irish Catholic. I read the Murphy report a couple of times now for work, and also last weekend I picked it up again. And in the parish where I live, one priest was found to have abused children. I also live close to Our Lady's Children's Hospital, and there were 2 chaplains of that hospital over the years, horrific abuse on people there. On the question I asked Father Toomey there, the fact that the 32 of these priests are still alive, in the very opening pages of part 1 of the Murphy report, it outlines what all these people are up to, and the very point that Mary made, this is only a sample. We could have had 102 priests. We looked at 46 for scientific reasons, only 11 convicted. Those priests, do you know more of the 4 who are in ministry? 20 out of ministry, 9 of them laicized, 11 of them though still fully living with restrictions from Archbishop Martin. Who's policing these men?
The Archdiocese, in fact, employs a retired Garda who's responsible for policing these guys. The best come scenario, actually, from the point of view of child protection best practice, is that the diocese can monitor these people and have them living under restrictions. Where they refuse to live under those restrictions, they flee to England or flee to another jurisdiction, for example. So the diocese policy, I think, is a good one from the point of view that they say to them, we will support you in your retirement, we will give you some money, but as a result of that, you must live with these consequences. You must tell us where you live. You must allow this retired guard to police your behaviour. Like Father Vincent, I'm flabbergasted to think that there are 4 of these people still in ministry. I just find it incredible. Certainly my understanding of the procedures that are in place as well would make that impossible. I can't see how anybody can credibly remain in ministry.
Okay, well, Michael, stay with me, and so too will Father Toomey and Mary Collins. I'm thankful for you all for staying with me. It's just gone 11:30 though, so let's get an update from the news from Adam Ledwith.
Thanks, Chris. Good morning. A letter from the Bishop of Limerick is being read out at all masses in his diocese this morning, asking